What's up, everybody? I can't even talk. Everybody, what's up, everybody? It's Monday night. That means it's the Waiver Wire watch party. I swear there's only water in this. I wish there was something else. But, guys, it's Monday Night Football. We got not one, but two games going on tonight. We got, everybody probably already knows this because I am so far behind with my Wi-Fi, but Bijan Robinson just took it to the house. We've got the Bills. We got the Falcons over here in like this incredible shootout that I am totally here for. We've got Washington and Chicago about to kick off. If they already kicked off, I have no idea.
No, not yet.
Not yet. They're getting there. Guys, we got a lot of fantasy implications for tonight. We've unfortunately got a lot of injuries to mourn as well. We'll be pouring some out for quite a few people. We've got waivers. We've got not start sits, because that's not yet today. Like, we're done with that. I don't know what is going on with me. We're going to get through it together as a group. We got Colby. We got Erika here. What are you guys doing? How's it going?
Living the dream.
Going.
Yeah, it is going. We just found out that Colby is like a top tier sleuth over here. Just absolutely all over the internet. If you guys need to gather intel on somebody, Colby is your man. Like, Colby, you should be working for like some sort of intelligence agency. Maybe you do, and like you just can't tell us. We don't even know.
Yeah, I can't necessarily tell you, but I've watched a total of about 12 episodes of Slow Horses now. So I basically feel like I'm kind of in the inner circle there. So yeah, just let me know. I'll be on it.
This particularly comes in handy if you see somebody cute in the background during a football game. Colby is able to zoom in, find out who they are, process of elimination, going through the interwebs, getting on LinkedIn, finding people's LinkedIns. So again, Colby, you should like contract out,
I think the funniest thing is when people are going to listen to this, they're going to be like, yeah, when I usually see someone, the first place I go to is like Instagram or something. And then you're talking about me. The first place I go is LinkedIn. Let me get that professional headshot of someone and see all about your professional background. Like, everyone's like, let me see the Instagram, what you post there. And I'm like, let me see your resume. Let me see the CV, the curriculum vitae. Let me see that.
Exactly. I want to know, here's what I think. I think you've got to like forget nudes. You've got to ask people, send me videos of you reading. Like, I want to know that you are I want to know that you can read. That's what I'm looking for now. I want to see your LinkedIn. I want to see, can you read? These are the important things, I think.
Do you want him to read out loud?
Yes.
Yeah. One of our books.
Yeah, I do. Funny thing enough, so about our books, Erika, is that I got to go to the Lightning home opener earlier this week. I'm going to take a little detour from football for a second because, at least for me, we're on a commercial break. And they were doing this really cool thing where they had all the players like coming in and all the fans could get there and like, say hey. They would autograph stuff, like a little red carpet thing, essentially. And afterwards, I thought to myself, I completely missed an opportunity to take one of my smutty hockey romance books and have them autograph it.
Oh, you should have. You should have. We have so many good ones too.
I know. And I'm really disappointed in myself. So I'm going to have to wait till next year, I guess.
Oh, so disappointing.
It really is. It really is. Guys, thanks to everybody who's watching online, everybody hanging out in the chat. If you guys have waiver questions, get those on in here. We will be getting to those as they're coming in. We've got a ton to get through today. We've got a lot of injury information that was just coming out as this game started here with Dalton Kincaid missing. So hopefully you saw that in time. You were able to take him out of your lineup. But here's what I want to know. Who completely broke your heart on Sunday? I feel like we already got a Fred Warner nomination in here. That was really sad. That was a total bummer.
Really, the CMC rumors of him just siphoning off the health of everyone on the 49ers. It's coming true. It's insane.
Oh yeah. It really, I think that's legit. Emeka Buka made me cry. Like, I was watching that game and that was heartbreaking. That was so upsetting.
Yep.
That one and Puka going down too.
Oh my gosh, Puka going down. It's bad. It's bad in these streets out here. Colby, who hurt you the most?
Pick any one of my teams. I'll just read you the lineup. I'll go Justin Fields. It was a train wreck. I know it's a tough defense, and I probably shouldn't have been as lofty as I was on him in that matchup coming off the Dallas one, but Justin Fields just looks bad. Now he's without Garrett Wilson
Yep.
week, so it's just I'm petrified of Justin Fields. At this point, I'm just going to hope for 60 and a touchdown on the ground because I'll be lucky if I get 150 through the air with that receiving core that is just putrid after Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, like who? Because Alan Lazard was a scratch, so you've got Mason Taylor back there. That might be, and he probably gets a little bit of a boost. I couldn't even name any other ones. I'm gonna look at their depth chart. Who else?
Josh Reynolds, I think, becomes the wide receiver 1, technically, kind of. I don't know. It's gross. It's Mason Taylor. I think the other tight ends, Jeremy Ruckert. It's going to be Mason Taylor and Breece Hall. That's exactly what it's going to be. We saw Taylor line up in the slot a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a season high, to date at least, snap share out of the slot for Taylor in week 7. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the case at all. It's going to have to be the case, to be honest. So, yeah.
I'm going to ask who raise your hand if amongst us you have heard of Isaiah Williams. Nope. Brandon Smith?
Nope.
Arian Smith?
Arian Foster.
Yeah.
Oh, great Texan.
No relation. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Tyler Johnson.
These are the most basic names. William
he's
Smith.
the Tampa Bay guy, right?
Names for sure. Poor Alan Lazard, who I don't know why they haven't. I mean, I guess he's going to.
He's not a Steeler yet?
Yet. There's still time. In the tight end room, we got Stone Smart and we got Jelani Woods.
Honestly, the tight ends are better than their receivers.
Agreed.
They're going to run 4 tight end sets. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
Jelani Woods is still hurt though, isn't he?
Pardon?
Isn't Woods still hurt?
Who cares? He's still better than the other guys. He's better hurt than the other guys healthy.
Yeah, I have not checked lately on Jelani Woods' health status.
What if the Jets come out this week in the wishbone or like the Georgia Tech triple option and just say, screw it. We're going to go something totally off the grid and just let Justin, if anyone's into like college football, have like a Haynes King type game where he's like 100 yards rushing, a touchdown, and then he's like 6 for 11 throwing the ball.
Who did the Jets play?
That's a great question. Who do
Carolina?
Maybe they could get Amari Cooper to come out of retirement.
I think it's the Panthers, right?
Oh man,
this makes for great audio content,
doesn't it? Mog's here. Stone Smart was
Carolina.
Major Barry Gem. Speaking of Stone Smart, if you go back in the Fantasy in Frames, vault, you can find a clip from our Dynasty show, I think a few years ago, where Andrew Cooper said that if Stone Smart caught a touchdown, that he would come on and do the Stone Cold slap the 2 beer thing. I don't know what he calls it, live. And we actually all got to do that because Stone Smart got a touchdown towards the end of the season.
Nice.
There's a clip of that somewhere.
We got to find it.
Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube somewhere. You just gotta search just a smidge. Sharlene wants to know if we saw all the memes about next year's Broncos Jets game going to be at 3:30 a.m. on the Weather Channel. Are they even going to air it? I'm not even sure they would air it because it just feels like punishment at this point.
That was the most boring game to wake up early for.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was not worth it.
No, I'm sorry, London, that you all had to sit.
I was able to get all my lineups set though. Like,
yeah,
do a little research.
You all paid money to go to that and watch that.
Hey, the atmosphere though, that's got to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even care what teams are playing.
I that's on my bucket list, I think, to go to London or go like somewhere. Even the Ireland game looked like it would have been super cool to go to.
Agreed.
Imagine the environment if there would have been more than 1 touchdown scored. That would have been crazy.
It would have been nuts. Who would have thought? Guys, yeah. We got a lot going on tonight. Like I said, we're gonna check in Monday Night Football, both games that are going on. Has the other game kicked off? Have we gotten started yet?
Girl, we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how far behind you are.
Up in my words and
and they just kicked off on Stacy's screen.
Exactly.
Probably.
We're still doing the pregame show over here for me. This is the Erika versus Jorge matchup here with the Bears and the Commanders.
Whoa.
We all know how it ended last year, so let's not talk about that.
Jorge, if you're watching, I want to see you in the chat. Get on in here, talk some
No.
shit to Erika about her Bears.
No.
I think it'll be a good time. I highly encourage that. Highly encourage it. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, why don't we do Erika? Why don't you talk us through some studs and duds from this week?
Sorry, field goal. It's something.
Yay.
It's points.
Our kicker made it.
Hey, to be fair, kicking has been rough this year. You know, we saw Harrison Butker just, completely fail last night. So that was fun.
I mean, every time he misses a kick, like a woman gets a college degree. You guys
I saw that meme.
That's a fun one. I like
Fantastic.
Oh, gosh.
We're gonna get kicked off the internet. Okay. So studs and duds. I mean, I'm gonna talk about him also on the waiver portion of this, but Kamani Vidal, like all week we were talking about Hassan Haskins, and he was projected to be the starter, and then Kamani Vidal comes out and just takes over the role. So he had a monster game, and it's still going to be a timeshare, at least until Hampton, comes back from IR. But he was fun to watch. And I liked him as a rookie last year. I was hoping he would go to a better, place and actually get some playing time last year. So it's nice to see him out there on the field. And then my dad, Ramondre Stevenson. He played 72% of snaps and did less with more work somehow. He only managed 18 yards on 13 attempts. That's like 1.2 yards, if that. It was bad. Bad showing.
Travion wasn't much better. I mean, they both were. That was pretty ugly from both of them.
And then the Patriots ended up winning.
Well, they, Keyshawn. Do you guys say booty or booty? How do y'all say it?
Booty.
Yeah. So much fun.
Rocking everywhere.
Him and Pop Douglas, after I finally gave up and was like, all right, you're going to be cut bait this week for me. And then he goes off for 16 points. Love it.
I also dropped Pop Douglas earlier in the week.
He knew it, and he took that personally.
So who do you guys have as your studs and duds for the week?
Oh man, I got two, George Pickens and JSN, wide receivers 1 and 2 on the day. They went off for 30 points each. They just absolutely put their passing, offense on their shoulders for their teams. I've always loved JSN, especially coming out of college, and then last year he was great. You got great value on him. And then this year he was just, really expensive in the second round. So I don't have a ton of him. And I really feel like everybody who was lucky enough to get him on their team is probably I want to see at the end of the season, the correlation between championship teams and guys that have JSN, on their squads. I want somebody to do that math, because I think it's going to be pretty high.
Yeah. And I mean, no one was expecting him to be a top wide receiver.
No.
I mean, we all thought he would do well, no, but with DK being gone and, he was the only one left, but he was also coming into a new quarterback, a new system. So no one expected it.
No. And I was kind of out on Darnold. I was like, oh, I don't know. He's going somewhere else. I really kind of, credited KOC to his transformation and everything, and thought, oh God, now he's on a different team. What if he just regresses, and not really excited about taking anybody on Seattle, but that was wrong. And take the L on that one.
We can take a lot of L's this week. That's fine.
It's been a week, man. It's been a depressing week. I also put Uncle Rico on here because I seriously said yesterday, I was like, he's not. I was like, you have to start Rico Dowdle. I mean, he's not going to get 200 yards again. And he gets, 239 in total, I think? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good job for him.
Coach came out, or they asked something about if Dowdle's the starter now, and the quote was, "We'll see." So back-to-back 200-yard games doesn't even get you potentially the start. It's one of those things though, where a lot of times coaches probably don't want to have a player lose a starting job because of injury.
Yeah.
But Dowdle's been really good, so hard to see what'll happen there. But if I'm a Chuba Hubbard owner, I am scared to death.
Who did they get next? Did we just talk about this as the Jets? They get the Jets next?
Yep.
They've been, you get Miami and then Dallas, so that definitely helps. But yeah, the Jets.
When is their bye week? Are they going to sit Chuba until their bye week?
Oh, calf issues are weird. You know, like I wouldn't. When do the Panthers have a bye? Let's take a look. Oh, they have a late one. Like, well, wait a minute.
But yeah, Rico had a monster game. It was a revenge game for him. He was ready to come out. He was talking smack all week about Dallas. And then, yeah, Dallas just disappointed me once again.
Week 14, Carolina Panthers bye. So I don't know that they keep him out till week 14, but
no.
Yeah, so they get New York, Buffalo, Green Bay, and then New Orleans. So it does get a little bit tougher for them, you know, after New York.
It's probably going to be more of a true committee back, though.
Yeah. And then you got a little baby ETN back there who got some more playing time yesterday, too.
Baby ETN.
Because you know what? And here's the thing, and I'm so sorry. I keep getting Travis and Trevor mixed up, and that's their parents' fault for naming them something so close together. So he's baby ETN.
That works. And they're both on similar teams.
Yeah, see, they're close together geographically, you know, like
they're both cats.
Yeah.
They're both cats.
I didn't even make that connection, but yeah, they're both cats. Unbelievable. My dud was Torrey Horton after I talked him up, you know, everywhere, spent money on him on waivers, started him in a high stakes league. Zero. It was just, you know, great. It's a good time. No, it was not. Yeah.
Tough matchup for him too now against Houston in week 7. So
yeah, so you don't want to start him there. I mean, like I was like, I'll definitely start him like this week, you know, like that, you know, no.
Yeah. Well, let me go my dud first, because let's keep the down vibes first. David Njoku, knee injury, season low route share at 41%, likely due to the injury. I am becoming more and more convinced that he's traded by the deadline.
Yeah.
The contract, it all makes sense. A tight end needy team like the Houston Texans could make a deal for him and maybe get someone in the building if they want to do it. So David Njoku's a dud this week. I think he's one of the top 3 most likely to get traded at the deadline, in my opinion. And then stud is going to be Baker Mayfield. Tez Johnson had all of 5 catches in his career before this game. Cameron Johnson had all of 0 catches in his career before this game. And what do they both go for? 45 plus and a touchdown. So Baker's phenomenal. And I think it even goes deeper, than just this season. The Buffalo offensive coordinator becomes a head coach the year after. That's just what happens. So while the system can be the same, he's now had, I believe, 3 different offensive coordinators the past 3 seasons, and he's playing at an MVP level right now. Baker Mayfield's just incredible. There's no other way to word it. So he's been the stud for basically all of the season, but particularly in week 6.
Did you guys see the clip of sweet Tez Johnson talking to Sterling Shepard?
You mean MVP Tez Johnson?
Yes, MVP Tez Johnson. Yeah, after he gets a touchdown, everybody's chanting MVP, and he's like asking Sterling Shepard, "Why are they chanting MVP? I haven't done anything." And he's like, "My sweet summer child, that's for Baker Mayfield."
And then Shepard turns around and tells all the other wide receivers, like, "This bro thought he was MVP."
That's like when it was, what was with Carolina? It was like Chosen Anderson, whatever his name is now, and someone else, and they were like talking about Sir Purr, and he had no clue who Sir Purr was, and then he finally learned it was the Carolina mascot, which I don't think many people knew it was Sir Purr, to be honest. But that was another. Those sideline interactions are great. I wish we got more of them.
I think you'd have to be a Panthers fan to know who Sir Purr is.
The official name, yeah.
I bet Baby ETN knows who Sir Purr is.
He probably does. I mean, I hope that he does. You know, but as we know, the players for a team don't necessarily always know your mascot's name. I like your David Njoku pick, because I mean, like, Fannin had a really nice day yesterday too. So
another reason to trade him. You already have the replacement in the building. Let him grow with your rookie quarterback. The making or the writing's on the wall. It's just a matter of where they want to trade David Njoku to. Is it Houston? Is it somewhere else? Is it Houston? Could it be somewhere else? Could it be Houston? I don't know. Many different things happen.
I wonder where you want him to go.
Maybe Houston.
Yeah, I honestly, the more I think about it, I just keep thinking Houston's a pretty darn good spot. The more I keep thinking about it, so I'll keep thinking. But I'm gonna go with Houston right now.
Who wouldn't want David Njoku? I mean, he's a total stud. Like, he's a great tight end, and he's, an absolute behemoth. Like, that guy's massive.
And you get him in the building, so if you want to work out a deal, you have the first chance to do it. So I'm thinking Houston. I like it.
Like it a lot. We've got 2 buys that are coming up this week. Got the Ravens and the Bills. Let's go over some injury news. Emeka Buka hamstring injury. Looks like that's going to keep him out for a bit. We already talked about Fred Warner, unfortunately. Sharlene, I wish you were here because I have got some questions about what your coaching.
I have complaints.
I got complaints. And you know what? I'm going to complain on behalf of Juwan Jennings. Why is he on the field? Why is he playing? Because we see that he's going to play. We get a notification that he's active. And then after the game, I see an underdog tweet that says he is playing. He's telling people, I'm playing on 5 broken ribs and a low ankle sprain and a high ankle sprain. Why, for the love of everything, why is he out there? Why are we running him out there if he's that broken right now? What's going on?
Why can't we get accurate injury reports?
Well, I mean, are we even surprised from the 49ers after we did the whole CMC thing last year?
I mean this as respectfully as possible. I really do. I understand there's gamesmanship to it. It's Juwan Jennings. It's not Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Like, I don't think in that game the Bucs were going to go into that game any differently if it was Kendrick Bourne and all of these guys without Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it changes the game plan all that much, but really, to be truthfully honest, in a betting landscape and fantasy landscape that we find ourselves in now, the league at some point is going to get the hammer dropped on them if you can't get accurate injury reports, because there's going to just be so much just moaning and complaining from everybody out there. Like, we just need to get accurate injury reports that are truthful and honest. But I understand there's an element of gamesmanship to it. San Fran's been notoriously bad at it. Don't listen to a Houston press conference. They are horrible. They won't say anything about a player injury. It's all just word salad and everything like that. So, like, the 49ers are not the only ones. I'm just saying that because I understand gamesmanship. It is a thing. But, like, we just give us some accurate injury reports. We're not really asking for much. Like, is it that hard to say that the guy has 5 broken ribs and a high and a low ankle sprain? Like, if the team's not going to say it, and then the player is going to get criticized for not doing anything on the field, like, if I'm a player, hell yeah, I'm going to come out and say something of like, yeah, I'm battling through a myriad of injuries that most people would be in the hospital for. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think you do a disservice to the player if you're not being honest in the injury reports.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And 5 broken. I just can't.
I'm looking up their depth chart right now. There are 4 healthy wide receivers on the entire depth chart with no kind of injury tag.
Healthy or healthy?
It's Kendrick Bourne, MVS, Demarcus Robinson, and Sky Moore.
Finally.
Those are your 4 that are healthy with no tag at all.
Still hurt, but yeah.
That is sad. That is sad.
Yeah, not great. Great if you started Kendrick Bourne yesterday, though. Kudos to you.
Mac Jones just picks a receiver and is like, I'm going to make you a star. Last year was Brian Thomas Jr. This year, obviously, Kendrick Bourne.
Yep. Love it. Love it. Brandon's really digging your Texans chain back there, Colby.
Yeah. Right here, see? I wear this at the expo every year. That way you know it's me. The only person that has one on there. Also, I think they should make a trade for David Njoku if I haven't said that yet.
Do you see those commercials about the kilt-wearing Texan all the time?
Yes.
How does he become a Texan fan? How? He's over in Scotland. So how?
Obviously, he has good taste. The Scots know what they're doing.
We're so confused every time we see that commercial. We're like, sir, how? How
did this happen?
You should see him be like, that's a guy who probably wants Houston to make a trade for David Njoku. Oh, I love it. They're going to get David Njoku.
There's a kilt store, apparently, where we can go buy
I went to the Galleria. I did not see the kilt store, I don't think, but
sounds like it's time for another trip.
I didn't have my Texans chain on at that point. I was walking around the mall. I was still in the suitcase. But
can you get a Texans kilt? Do they make Texans kilts?
That dude has one.
That guy has one.
Yeah, he has multiple. Yeah. You've never seen this commercial?
I don't know if I'm much of a kilt fella. But
I live in Florida.
Oh, do I get it because I'm in Texas?
There has to be. I've never heard of what the two of you are talking about.
Oh,
I see it. I'm in North Carolina and I see the commercial.
Are you in
Yeah,
North Carolina? Oh, why did I assume that? I just assumed that you were in Texas.
Fair point, but no, I'm in North Carolina, just hanging out. I'm just the guy in North Carolina who wants Houston to make a trade for David Njoku
tonight.
Stacey, you're a Green Bay fan in Florida.
I know,
Yeah.
but I have talked about why I'm a Green Bay
Not cast
fan.
stones at a glass house here.
Hey.
You're just out there at player meet and greets and stuff. Like
anytime, man.
Fancy.
5 autographs on my jersey. That was a fun day.
Yet none on a book.
None on a book. No, not until next season. I am going to
miss opportunity there.
There really was a missed opportunity. I think the boys would have really liked that. I think they would have. Yeah, we already talked about Vidal Haskins. Did you guys also see that they signed Nyheim Hines going forward and he got some special team usage?
Yeah, that's all.
He got like 40-yard return.
That's
on one of them. Yeah, it was insane.
That's it for him.
Yeah. Puka.
I was a big fan of Nyheim Hines though. Back in the day, I loved him, and then he got hurt, and he hadn't played in like 2 years, and it was a sad injury.
I think he posted. I saw a post on Twitter. He posted how many days it had been since his last active, like designation in a game, and it was a long time. Yeah. Puka out with an ankle injury. I don't think we mentioned any Rams in our notes for tonight, but I mean, obviously that's going to boost Devontae Adams even more so. But I mean, what is this? Just Higbee and Jordan Whittington?
Atwell missed this last game with, I think, a hamstring. We talked about this in other episodes, but after this game, the Rams have a bye. Yeah. Why rush Puka back when you can basically have him rest for 2 weeks, but only miss one game? I'd be very, very surprised to see Puka play this weekend. They should be able to beat Jacksonville without Puka, to be honest, because they have enough other weapons. But I don't know if Atwell plays, but if not, Jordan Whittington's getting a ton of reps, so I'd be looking at Whittington.
And I mean, he was waiver wire darling last season too, so keep that in mind. Last but not least, we did talk about Garrett Wilson and his injured knee. Emeka Egbuka, we will get to some wide receivers in Tampa, so don't you worry. But yeah, man, this has been a rough injury week. Every week I feel like, I don't know, every year I'm like, this is the worst. This is the worst year ever. I don't know if it really is the worst year ever, but it feels like it.
Sure.
This one seems like a lot of big players. I mean, not fantasy wise, but also fantasy wise, that were drafted in like the early rounds are all out with injury. Oh no.
Uh-oh. I'm still behind. I don't know what's going on. We do have a quick question before we kick off our quarterback chat. Ishmael wants to know, what do I do with Bo Nix? He's 2-4, thinking about picking up CJ Stroud until Purdy gets healthy. How do you feel about CJ Stroud, Colby?
Well, dating back to the clip where I said that his lower half got thicker, that did pretty well and stuff. It's been true. He's been running more. I'm telling you. I'm just calling it out there. He's running more. I think you're fine with Bo Nix, to be honest. I don't necessarily know how willing I'd be to make a move for Stroud. Obviously, they have Seattle here. Then it's the Niners, but then it's Broncos, Jags, Titans. So it's not like it's a horrible stretch. I don't love that Broncos matchup at all. And like Houston, just the last 5 quarters have been really good, but everything before that was really bad. I don't know how much to buy into it. I think you're okay with Nix. I wouldn't go overboard with making a deal for CJ Stroud, if I'm being honest, especially with Bo Nix, his next couple games being the Giants and Cowboys. So I'm going to.
That's what I was just looking up. Yeah, I was looking up his schedule. I was like, oh, I might stick with Nix there with the Giants and Dallas over the next 2 games.
I mean, Giants, Cowboys, Texans is a tough one. Raiders, gimme. Chiefs, you have to throw on them. You can't run on it. So you got to throw. And then you got the Commanders after that. I think the best is yet to come for Mr. Nix.
Yeah. Nice. What's up, Angie? Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat over here. Yeah, guys, don't forget, throw in those waiver questions. We will get to them as we start going. Should we talk about quarterbacks? What do you guys think?
Yeah. Ready? Go for it.
I mean, really, we're exactly 30 minutes in. This helps with my timestamp. My secretary work over here, keeping our notes.
Quick game check, though. Oh, yeah. We're about to go to halftime. Stacy's a little further back than that, but Bills Falcons. Falcons up 21-7 right now on the Bills with about 30 seconds left in halftime, which crazy.
Yep. And then,
Did we expect that?
do you want to mention your Bears? Do you want to mention your Bears, or would you like me to?
Oh, it's 6-0.
Yep. Bears are up 6-0. And then also for everyone keeping track at home, Mariners beat the Blue Jays. So they took a 2-0 lead. And then 0-0 Dodgers Brewers in game 1 of the NLCS. I know everyone was worried about that. And on our show sheet, it definitely said Monday Night Football and MLB check-in. So
I love that. Go Brewers. Down with the Dodgers.
Yep.
Agreed.
I like that. They were my World Series pick.
The Brewers?
Really?
I want somebody else, I want somebody else, because I can't stand the Dodgers anyway, but.
Yep.
All right. Real quick, Ishmael wants to know, so keep Nix, drop Purdy. Yeah. Don't drop him with yes.
Yep.
With Purdy health.
Keep Nix.
Exactly. Hang on to him.
Juicy matchups.
Yeah. Ooh, juicy. All right, guys, we got a few QBs here to chat about tonight. Let's get those on in here. We got Jackson Dart. Oh my gosh, Jackson Dart. Can we just take a second and talk about Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo and their little bromance that they've got going on?
Oh, do you suddenly like Scatterbo?
I don't. He annoys me. But I
think there's receipts that say otherwise.
Yeah, no, hey, I didn't say he was going to be a bad quarterback. I said he gave me the ick. And if you guys had been at the combine and saw what I saw at his interview, y'all would have gotten the ick too. So I stand by that. But I never said he was a bad running back.
Fair.
But
there you go.
Dart's been great. I know it's some low-hanging fruit with putting him here in the waiver wire article here at quarterback, but he's just been so good, 50-plus rushing yards in all 3 starts. And then I dove into the fantasy points per drop back metric a little bit. I kind of like that when looking at quarterbacks. And it definitely is favored to running quarterbacks, so don't get me wrong. But just what I wrote here, 0.59 fantasy points per drop back over the last 3 weeks, top 10 on par with Mayfield and Jared Goff, better than Jordan Love and Indiana Jones during that stretch. And for the year, his 0.59 fantasy points per drop back across those 3 starts would be just behind Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes and ahead of Baker Mayfield and Drake May. So just kind of get an idea of the kind of pace that he's on per drop back. He's been great. The weapons suck. You're really going to need the rushing from him to really balance it out. But the good thing is he's willing to run, and for better or worse, he's going to lay it out there on the line. So if Jackson Dart's available, 35% on ESPN League, so he should be available. I would be looking to him, but like for the record, to go back to the person with like the Bo Nix, like I would still keep Bo Nix like over a Jackson Dart type. Like I'm not quite putting up that high, but we're going to start getting close to where he's going to be flirting with that QB1 range. To be honest, he looks really good fantasy wise.
Yeah, and I like what he's done for Wan'Dale Robinson too. Like that's kind of a nice, if you had him very late in drafts, given him definitely, because he have like 20 points or something this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love it. Up next, got old man Joe Flacco.
Oh,
from the young to the old.
Yeah, here's the thing. Fantasy-wise, he's the opposite of Jackson Dart in that he's not going to run, but he's going to throw. And in the tough matchup, we saw that he knows where the football needs to go to. That's Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I love Joe Flacco, and here's what you need to know. He's he's owned in only 5% of ESPN leagues. Steelers, Jets, and Bears are his next 3 games. So sign me up for that short week, with Thursday with Pittsburgh, which kind of sucks. But after that, Jets, yes, please. And Bears, double yes, please. So love the matchups here coming up for Cincinnati, and the schedule only gets easier.
Hey, Bears just got an interception a few plays ago against Jaden Daniels. So just so you know.
Hey.
Still Joe Flacco. Pick him up.
I got Jacoby Brissett for you guys. Registered, rostered in 3% of all leagues. He had 25 fantasy points. He threw for over 300 yards. I wish I had like done a screenshot of the stat, but somebody was basically like, it's been years since Kyler Murray threw for 300 yards over here. And they do get Green Bay, right? Week 7. If Kyler can't go, this is just one to kind of keep monitoring. But Brissett would definitely be one to look at. It seemed like he was really kind of connecting with Marvin Harrison until he got that concussion. So maybe just monitor also Marvin Harrison with his issues. Card games, look, they're going to be ugly. They're going to be playing from behind. So you like that game script. They have a bye in week 8. So it's likely that this is probably just like a 1-week rental. This is going to be, you're really desperate. You're in a super flex league, something like that. There's literally nobody out there. Okay. Jacoby Brissett, somebody who is playing, somebody is going to be able to put up some points for you guys. out there. And I wouldn't spend a ton on him. Like I said, it's probably just a 1 week thing unless there are, lingering issues with Kyler that we don't necessarily know about right now. But just something definitely to monitor. Like I said, this is a super deep league dart throw for you. I think we got JJ McCarthy on here too. I don't think JJ made it to the graphics for him tonight, but
oh no, I just wanted to bring him up because he is slated to practice this week. But coaches have already said he may not start, but just something to keep an eye on, with Carson Wentz still starting right now.
Who did they have coming up? Because they just had their bye. They're at home getting Philadelphia this week. Yeah. Philadelphia.
Hey, Carson Wentz revenge game.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz revenge game. I love it. All right. Colby, you wanna hit us up with some of these running backs here?
Yeah, sure. Fortunately, I don't know. This is an ugly week for running back. Like, this is one where I think you don't really like any of the options. It feels like this week for running backs to me, when I was looking at it, to be honest, I didn't even put one in the show sheet because I was like, I can't stand this position. I don't like it. This feels like I'm bidding on these players because I have to type situation, not because I want to. So actually, Bam Knight is someone that was kind of a bit of a enigma this past week because of the tweet came out, or post, excuse me, that it was supposed to be Michael Carter, or one of them was going to be the lead, and then the other one was out there to begin with. I can't remember how it was, but Bam Knight, someone I think some fantasy managers need to keep an eye on. What do you think, Stacy?
Yeah, so Rochester, oh my gosh, I cannot talk tonight. Holy cow.
They registered. It's fine.
Registered. Yeah. 22% rostered. Like you said, we got the reports, right? He's going to be the starter coming up for the game, just throwing all of us into like fantasy chaos. But he did lead in carries. He got that rushing touchdown. Carter got, he is Michael Carter over 70% rostered. So that's why he's not being talked about this week. So try to keep it with guys that are under 50% rostered. That way they're available in the majority of leagues. He got about 2 less carries. So they're, really close together, right? Although that you said Bam did get that rushing touchdown. And he was used a lot more in that rushing game. Is targeted 5 times. Together, Carter and Knight combined for 50 yards receiving. That's nothing to sneeze at, So I think you have to roster both of them, right? And you're probably not going to know who it's going to be every week. The touchdown was literally the difference between both of their fantasy points. So it's really going to be just touchdown dependent. Whoever gets in the end zone, this is gross. Nobody likes, this backfield over in Arizona. But times are tough, man. There's a lot of injuries out there. You're going to have to go grab him, and, you're probably going to have to use him. Probably it was like a low end flex, right? I doubt you're starting him unless you were in really bad shape, which, I have some teams that are in really bad shape. I had to start Bam Knight this week. So, you could find yourself in that situation. So somebody who's out there, somebody that's still available, who definitely is going to be involved in the offense, that for a fact. So, that's a lot more than you can say about some of these guys on here.
Sure. And it's definitely with some, if you look ahead here, in week 8, it's actually the biggest bye week of the season, which is coming up here in 2 weeks. But week 8, Ashton Genty, Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet, whatever Cardinals running back they throw out there, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne, those are all running backs on bye in week 8. So again, you might need to kind of pay a couple of extra bucks this week to try to get you one here for week 8, especially if you have a couple of those guys. Because if you're like me and don't care about bye weeks at all, when you're drafting, you're just like putting the best foot forward until you start like looking a little bit down of like, all right, I need a backup tight end. Obviously, I'm going to take the bye week into consideration there. But if you're staring down hey, I have Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, and Travis Etienne, good luck. You're going to need to get yourself a running back. Bam Knight won't help you in week 8, though, because the Cardinals are also on bye. But perhaps another waiver wire running back this week can. So who is next up on this list that we got here?
We got Kendry Miller. We got a note in our private chat from producer Jim. He wanted us to know that Bam Knight and Vidal were our deep sleepers last week. So
go us.
Yeah, go us on that one. So we have got Kendry Miller here for you. Now, he is rostered in 45% of leagues, so a lot higher. May or may not be available in your league. Neither one of them are particularly effective. I say them, I mean Kamara. on the Saints, against that Pats run defense. The reason he's going to make the list tonight is really because of his usage. Plus, Kamara's dealing with that weird kind of banged up ankle that was causing us a little bit, like, is he going to start? Is he going to be inactive? We don't know. Going into week 6, Kamara only had 2 more carries than Miller. And in week 5, Miller actually outsnapped Kamara. So something to monitor, something to kind of keep, on their radar a little bit here. We kind of talked about him earlier, right? Did we talk about, was this off screen that we talked about? Like what did Kendry Miller do to get in Dennis Allen's doghouse? We don't know, but Dennis Allen's not there anymore. So Kendry Miller's finally getting a chance to see the field. So you kind of like that. They get Chicago next week. Plug your ears, Erika. They're giving up a ton of points to opposing teams' running backs. So definitely a good start for you if he is available in your league. Really like Kendry Miller as one of our waiver options.
I don't mind that at all. And then let's bring it back to someone that we named last week. And obviously, Caleb Williams just had a rushing touchdown. So go Bears with the touchdown there. So while Erika's riding the high of a Caleb Williams touchdown, you can give us a running back that you like, maybe one that we've mentioned, perhaps.
Yeah. Hey, also this defense right now, the Chicago Bears defense that y'all are hating on, which I get is not the best, already has 2 defensive takeaways. They have a fumble recovery and an interception. So just so you know, but 13-0 Bears. Where's Jorge?
He's awfully quiet.
Just so I can rub it in.
He's awfully quiet.
I mean, last year he was like all over it. I had to mute him for a minute after last year.
Where's the boss man now when he's down 13-0? You think he's always around? Well,
not today. Okay, so back to Kamani Vidal. He's not going to play the Dolphins every week. We know that, and the Dolphins are one of the worst defenses in the league right now. And next week they do play Indy, but he was definitely the hot hand this week with 18 carries, 124 yards, 3 receptions, and a receiving touchdown. So he's getting both the run work and the pass work for the running backs. And this week he had 6.9 yards per carry. Again, Dolphins defense, but still. They also, as we talked about, elevated Hines, but he mostly played on special teams. I did hear that they're still trying to shop around and possibly trade for another running back before the deadline. But I think he's a good short-term, insurance back right now, especially with Hampton still on IR. And he may still split time with Haskins. It's all coach speak. We don't know what they actually do, because Haskins was actually the starter this week. He was listed as a starter, and then Vidal gets all the work. So who knows with these coaches nowadays?
They hate fantasy.
They do.
They live to mess with our minds. Colby, you were Team Vidal last week over Haskins.
I was.
Yeah.
Yep, I was, except for the wrong reason. I was all in on him because I thought the Chargers were going to throw it more, and Vidal's the more accomplished pass catcher of the two. And next, they just gave him 18 carries. So, yep, I like Vidal. I think it'll stay that way going forward. And of course, I'm more in on Vidal. So in all my leagues where I bid, who did I get? Haskins, of course, despite me putting what I thought was a half decent chunk of change on Vidal, but apparently not.
People actually listen to you.
Yeah, apparently they listen. People listen to the show. How dare they?
I got Vidal and didn't start him, and that's going to be the difference in one of my leagues. So that's fun. Good times.
Love that.
That's how it works. Just how it works.
We love this game.
I love it. Love fantasy so much. It brings me so much joy. So much joy. Oh man, wide receivers. Erika, talk us through some wide receivers.
Yeah, so we have a couple of top ads and then some random deep league darts. This week was fun for these random ass wide receivers that we would never talk about usually, but we're going to talk about them here today. So what do you have, Stacy?
I got Sterling Shepard. I actually have 2 Bucs players. One is going to be Sterling Shepard. The other one, I'm going to talk to you guys about Tez Johnson here in a minute, the aforementioned Tez Johnson. But first, Sterling Shepard rostered in 22% of leagues. Literally, it is next man up in Tampa. Baker might be throwing passes to me next week at this point with everybody who's getting injured down there. Shepard was slotted for the wide receiver 2 role in week 6 with Godwin being out. Godwin, it looks like that injury looks pretty rough, whatever's going on with his fibula. So I think I've been seeing reports that it is going to continue on for quite a bit of time. So that's really unfortunate. He's missed a lot of time this year due to these different kind of injuries. But regardless, we got to talk about the next person because now Ibuka's hurt, right? So Shepard's obviously been in a backup role all season. This is just one of those where I can't. I want to sit here and give you a whole bunch of stats about Sterling Shepard, right? Is there's not that many. It hasn't been like that great in fantasy for you, but we're on a really high-powered offense here with the Bucks. There's literally nobody else. We got him. We got Ted Johnson. We got Cameron Johnson. We got Kate Otten. Maybe Bucky Irving's still hurt. So literally, we've got to just who's the next guy up on the depth chart. Baker trusts Sterling Shepard a lot. He does like him quite a bit. As a reliable option for him. So 22% rostered. You definitely got to go out there and get him. I think we're probably going to see him a pretty big fab amount spent on him from a lot of people this week, I think.
I also like that they were college teammates. So that's always a big playing point for all these announcers. They love that they played together at OU.
I totally forgot about that. I'm glad you did, though. Yeah. Next up, I love this picture of Jalen Coker. I don't know where Jim found that. I just want to throw Jalen Coker on here because I feel like everyone's probably forgotten about him at this point, right? We're going into week 7. He has been on IR. His window was activated. We kind of thought that maybe he might be activated for this week. He was not. And I would venture to say he probably is activated for next week. So if he is still floating around out there in your waivers, I bet you probably can find him 18% rostered. So I'm sure a lot of people have probably dropped him. They probably drafted him because it was a real weird injury. They traded Adam Thielen because they really liked Coker. And then literally within a weird span of 24 hours, Coker gets hurt and ends up on the IR. So, they're going to need some help back there. We see Ted McMillan finally getting his first, not 1, but 2 touchdowns in the NFL. So you're going to want to give, Bryce Young another weapon. So I kind of like Jalen Coker out there as a really good receiver, not, I don't want to refer to anybody as trash, but, there are some that are better than others, right? And I think he's kind of maybe one that's just kind of floating around down there on your waiver wire. Kind of like when you go to, I don't know, TJ Maxx or Marshalls, right? You can find some really good things if you're willing to look for it. So Jalen Coker for me is one of those. If you're willing to dig a little on your rosters, in your free agent, section, you may be able to find you a Jalen Coker.
He's the diamond in the rough.
He really is. Yeah.
Yep.
He's like your Calvin Klein shoes that you find at Ross for $20.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you got, Colby? I'm surprised at this one.
Yeah, should be. Target share should be good right now until they get David and Njoku here in a couple weeks. But when you look at it here, Sterling Shepard available in 22% of leagues. So is Jaden Higgins at 22%. A lot of times everyone looks to who had the big performance in the week prior when looking to their waivers. Jaden Higgins had 0 points last week because the team was on bye. But here's the thing. Every reason I talked about him last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, is why you like him here this week. Houston was on a bye last week, but they want to get the rookies more involved. He's going to be a good red zone threat for the team. If they can move the ball like they have the last 5 quarters, they should be in a really good spot. So I feel like a lot of people have given up on him, and rightfully so, after the first couple of weeks when he wasn't being used. But better days are ahead. And when you look at some of these games coming up for Houston, they're going to have to score. So I like Jaden Higgins at 22% owned or registered, as Stacy like to say, on ESPN leagues.
I don't know what's wrong. It's been a long Monday, guys. It has been a really long Monday. I
feel you there,
man.
Okay, so now we have some deeper league targets.
Yeah. We got a few deeper league targets. You are correct, Erika. We do have some deeper league targets. Yeah, we got Tez Johnson over here, Bucks wide receiver, rostered 3% of leagues. We're talking about the same argument as we have for Sterling Shepard, all right? He does get in the end zone for the first time. Long pass from Baker. He's such a little speedster, a little speed racer, field stretcher. He's going to see more action, right? Bucks get Detroit, Monday Night Football next week. Then they've got a nice little divisional matchup with New Orleans before they're going on a bye in week 9. So I have a feeling that you're going to get some usage out of him. These are, like I said, deep league, dart throws here. But if you are in a bad way with your wide receivers, and I mean, we've mentioned a lot of big names that are hurt. We're going to have buys this week too. you know that he's gonna get on the field. He's gonna be targeted, and that's really kind of your argument for really anybody on the Bucs now is they're going to be used. They're not going to have to compete with target share for any of the big names, at least for a little while.
I think you mean MVP Tez Johnson.
MVP, excuse me. I need to call him by his actual name. MVP Tez Johnson. It's just so precious. So precious.
I love him.
Yeah, if you can't get MVP Tez, you can look to Trey Harris. No Quentin Johnson in week 6. Once QJ comes back, Trey Harris won't be much. The second rounder hasn't really done a lot at all, honestly, this year. But in week 6 with no Quentin Johnson, 4 grabs, 5 targets, team high 84.6% route share. So that's encouraging there if he can carve out a role or if QJ has to miss another game or 2. And then the deepest of formats, I'm talking like 16 teams with like 7 flexes where you have to start 5 receivers. You can take a speculative dart throw at little Jordan Humphrey, just basically came off the practice squad, ran as the wide receiver 2 with no Darius Slayton. The only thing that kind of has me a little skeptical of him is once Slayton comes back, he's probably not going to do much. And their next 2 games are Denver and the Eagles again. So just not ideal matchups to say the least for little Jordan Humphrey. But in deep leagues, if you need someone this week, if we're going to get no Slayton again because of the hammy, take a look at little Jordan Humphrey.
Little Jordan Humphrey. I love his name.
Mm-hmm. I called him little Sebastian Humphrey the other day.
Stop.
And they also have the Bears. So if they go Broncos, Eagles, 49ers, and then they have the Bears on November 9th. And despite having 2 turnovers tonight, I believe they just allowed a long passing touchdown, which is no stranger to what they've done all season. So maybe the Bears defense is back.
Stacy will see in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take a random guess which commander got the touchdown, Stacy.
It better be Luke McCaffrey, damn it.
It was Chris Moore.
Former Houston great.
Not Luke McCaffrey. That's not who I needed it to be. Did Debo end up playing tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
okay.
He's active.
Okay. All right.
Playing.
For what it's worth.
All right, man. Okay.
13-7.
This game's still going over.
There's the touchdown.
Oh, look at you.
Gosh, my
over there on dial-up.
Basically, I mean, Spectrum, get a better product. Jeez.
Yuck.
Hey, that's what we've got actually. So.
Okay, let's go to tight ends. We need to talk about Spectrum. No free ads. Let's go to tight ends. I don't know if we said it yet, but somebody has to catch the ball in Tampa Bay. So why not take a look at Cade Otton? Season high 84% route share in week 6, tie for the team lead there. Lions and Saints are up next. You're going to have to score at least in that Lions game. So here's the first sentence I wrote. Someone has to catch the ball in Tampa Bay, right? Question mark. Why not Cade Otton? Registered in 9% of ESPN leagues.
He's a registered member of rosters.
He's a registered member of ESPN fantasy football leagues in at least 9% of them. So I like that one there. And I think I'm next up. Give me my next graphic because there's one of these guys I'm really excited to talk about.
Ooh, is it Michael Mayer?
No, but he's fine. So Raiders are on bye. Raiders are on bye in week 8. So again, we kind of talked about Puka. Do they really bring Bowers back for one game? Again, if you get 2 weeks off to only miss one more game from this point, why not do it? And after Meyer got over his own concussion, 5 for 50 and a touchdown, 7 targets. And with the Chiefs up next, it's positive game script for the Raiders. So take a look at Michael Mayer, especially if we get word that Brock Bowers is not going to play in week 7, which I'm skeptical that they do, to be honest. I think he sits. So Michael Mayer is another one. And give me my next one. This is the one I'm excited about, but someone beat me to it in the chat. They beat me to it with Gadsden, but registered in 1% of ESPN leagues. But here's the thing, career high receptions, targets, and yards last week. And if you look at his route share by week from week 3, 28%, 43%, 52%, 69%. He's too talented to not be out there more. And at some point, they're going to just stop giving the snaps to Will Dissly and just let the rookie go. So Gadsden's an athletic freak. And believe it or not, this Chargers offense has been great for passing volume right now. So Gadsden is a tight end that I would be looking at as well. And he's actually one that I'm pretty intrigued to put a couple bucks down on this week.
Look at his arms. Look at his arms.
Just another, that's what I was thinking too.
That alone, yeah.
Just throw a couple bucks on it.
Yep.
Couldn't
agree more myself. And then
I've got one, and this was just a really super, super late add to the sheet. if you guys were watching the beginning of that Buffalo Atlanta game, you saw that Dalton Kincaid was out. It was kind of a late add to the injury report this week. Didn't really hear a lot about it. Seemed like he was going to be starting today, but last minute he's not playing. So y'all, everybody's forgetting about Dawson Knox back there. But let me tell you, before Dalton Kincaid was drafted, before he was a thing, Dawson Knox was Josh Allen's BFF in the red zone. Okay. He had, a ton of targets, a ton of looks in the red zone there. What happened for this game? Who's got the only Buffalo touchdown so far? Dawson Knox. So keep that in mind. If whatever's going on with Dalton Kincaid kind of lingers into next week, make sure to keep Dawson Knox as a deep league dart throw for you. That's where you're going to get your points from him. He's going to be super touchdown dependent, but they do go to him. Josh Allen trusts him down there, so that says a lot. So just a little PSA for Dawson Knox.
Yeah. I like it. And of course, the tight ends too will have one in a little bit. Once everybody drops David Njoku and he gets traded to Houston, he'll be firmly back on the wire there to be picked up, and he will definitely be talked about. That is for sure. But honestly, of these positions, to be honest, I think I'm most intrigued by the tight ends this week on the waiver wire. If I'm going to be honest here, I think I've been like that every single week this season, though, to be honest. But this week, I'm particularly encouraged about it there. So I like the tight end spot. So let me do a last little quick Monday Night Football check-in here. Falcons 21-7 coming out of the half, 13-7 Bears with 8:50-ish left in the second, and Dodgers Brewers locked halfway through the fourth inning.
Who's pitching for the Dodgers?
It is Blake Snell, the southpaw.
Oh, okay. Man, I have not kept up with baseball at all this year.
No. Well, now's a great time to get into it. It's playoffs.
Yeah, I'm just going to root for the Dodgers to lose. I really wanted, when they were playing the Phillies, I really was hoping that maybe we would just, I don't know, both of them would meet their demise. They could both lose somehow. That would have really sparked my joy for sure.
I do want to mention, just because I think Eric will get a kick out of this, and I don't want to deviate away from the baseball talk because I'm all about it. Boss Man can tweet or post about the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
Yet couldn't come in here and say anything. They were down 13-0, but now he's talking. Now he's chirping over there.
Yeah.
He gets touchdown for former Houston great Chris Moore, and now he's just being there all chirpy over on X. So I'm not saying. I'm just. Hey, I'll shoot the messenger.
Saying facts.
Yeah, I'm just reading out loud. Remember, tie back to the beginning of the episode.
I need Bill to do something tonight. So Jorge, send word down. I need JCM to actually do what he did last week. If he can do that again this week, that would be fantastic. That would help me so much personally. I'm sure that would help a lot of people out as well. Guys, who's going to be your waiver lock of the week? Who is the person that you are going to go spend whatever fab you've got left to go get? Erika, what do you think?
I mean, Colby convinced me. It's Gatson.
Yeah.
He did. I'm actually struggling with tight ends in quite a few leagues right now. Starting Jawan Johnson, who got me 0.5 points yesterday. It's a struggle out there for the tight end position whenever they're all hurt, like Kittle and Bowers are out. So yeah, Gadsden.
Colby.
Yeah, who am I spending the most on? It would probably be Jackson Dart. Who am I the most excited to probably get? It'd be Gadsden.
Yeah. I like that. I was going to say Dart as well. I just think rest of season, he's somebody that you're going to be able to play, for the rest of, the fantasy season here. A lot of these other guys are going to be either, your 1 or 2 week rentals until, the major guys come back. So for me, it's probably, Jackson Dart, like we said, the running backs are not that exciting at all. So I don't like any of them. I kind of looking forward to Jalen Coker's return. So yeah. Apparently Gadsden was a wide receiver in college. Did you guys know this? I was not aware.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much to everybody who hung out in the chat, everybody who sent in questions, watching online. Appreciate you guys so much. We are going to be back with you next week, same time as always, 8 o'clock, Monday Night Football check-ins, waiver wire information, injury updates, studs and duds from the Sunday action. We'll be bringing all of that to you. Everybody tell everyone where they can find you. Colby, you don't have your handle on here, so I don't have it memorized yet, and I'm not able to butcher it yet.
Nope, no need. At Colby R. Conway over on X. Check me out over there.
Thanks, Erika.
I am America with a K108 over on X.
Thanks. And I am Stacy _Perez 83. Guys, we'll be back next week. Until then, see you later.